It's the 25th of February and my plan for the day is to make my way from the little town of Crescente, which lies just south of the Picos, to Potes, and then deep into the mountains into Fuente Dé. But after a little look around on Google Maps over breakfast, I realised that I actually was very near a lakeside town called Riaño. What drew me in was the Columpio de Riaño, or the swing of Riaño, so this is where I headed to start my day. I took the LE 215 out of Crescente and caught a little section of the N621 to bring me into Riaño. This was around a 25-minute drive. It was an overcast day and a little chilly, but the drive was stunning. This section of the N621 is big, open and flowing right along a big lake with mountain views in the distance. The swing sits at a viewpoint overlooking the town, the lake and the mountains. At 9 meters tall, this is considered the highest swing in Spain, which is a pretty cool place to say you visited. I met a lovely British couple who were up here enjoying the swing too. They took some pictures for me and I for them, and they invited me to their camper for coffee afterwards. So I ended up spending the whole morning in Riaño, which was very welcome as it was a little cold and rainy. I actually passed through Riaño the next day on my way to the next destination, and the weather was unbelievable. The sky was blue, which was reflected on the mirror still lake, so I had to stop and take some drone footage. I decided to add this into this video because it fits better in here. After a quick refuel and a chorizo and bread sandwich, which is about all the food I can get my hands on these last couple of days, I make my way back to the N621 so I can see what all the fuss is about. As expected, the N621 is an absolutely beautiful road. It's like it's made for motorbikes. It's got breathtaking views, swooping bends, tight corners, climbs and descents. It's even got the road deer, which is an essential stop for any bike trip, as you can tell by the stickers. And while the N621 did indeed fulfill my expectations, dare I say I preferred the N625. Even though this is a national road, something about it felt a bit more off the beaten path, rugged, and like it held more secrets. But I suppose that's up to you to decide. After around an hour and a half with stops, I arrived at Potes, which is a really popular base amongst bikers when visiting the Picos. I wouldn't be staying here tonight, but this is where I came off the N621 and hopped on the CA 185 on my way out to visit Fuente Dé. Initially I came down here because I'd read about the views online and the CA 185 looked like a road well worth driving in itself. But once I got here I was stunned by the scale of these mountains. They just tower over you. The footage does it no justice. They are the most impressive, imposing walls of rock I have ever seen. So of course I had to take the cable car up to the top. A ticket for the cable car was €20 return. I don't know who's going to be buying a single ticket, but it is an option. There are 2 cable cars which have been running since 1966. The station at the top sits at 6,070 feet, and the journey from bottom to top will bring you up a 2,470 foot rock face at 10 meters a second. And as it turns out, Dad was here too. At this stage it was about 4 in the afternoon and my accommodation was around an hour away, so I decided to start heading back. Do you know what I mean when I say that a road looks completely different when you're driving in the opposite direction? Well, the N621 was a strong example of that this day. The sky had cleared up and the setting sun was shining through, lighting up the landscape and giving the clouds a pink tint. My second day in the Picos was coming to a close and I felt I could have spent at least another day exploring this area, but I knew I had to move on. I felt relieved and proud that the first couple of days had gone so well, that I found cool places to go, met interesting people and saw some unbelievable sights. I really think this came down to not over-planning. Doing a little bit of research in the evening and getting a loose idea of where I'd like to go the next day left space to go with the flow and made the days feel easy and open. I'll always leave a bit of information in the description about where I stayed, but I won't talk about it much unless it was really worth mentioning. In this case, Casa Crescente was definitely worth mentioning. It was super affordable. The owner was so kind and welcoming even though I have no Spanish, and he gave me a safe place to park my bike off the main road. The best part was the dinner. I have to say it was really hard to get a proper meal in the Picos at this time of year. Nearly everywhere was closed, and as I mentioned earlier, chorizo bread and cake was all I could get my hands on if I was lucky. This place did a 3-course home-cooked style dinner for €15, which was so good I honestly think I shed a tear. They also do a really good hot breakfast, which was not easy to come by. I'll link this place in the video description. I couldn't recommend it more if you're looking for a place to stay in this area. Next week I'm going to be covering my travels into Portugal and through the Douro Valley. If you haven't already, subscribe and turn on notifications to be notified when the next video goes live. As always, thank you so much for watching.